Was it something I said? Why does she sound cold? You tell yourself it's stress, a phase, a misunderstanding, but deep down, you know, something slipped, and it wasn't random. Let me explain why. Respect doesn't disappear in a day. It erodes quietly, like a wall cracking from the inside. Most men never see the first fracture. At the start, she admired your certainty, your direction, your emotional control. You were the calm one, the grounded one, the man who didn't chase validation. Then, something shifted. Maybe you started over-explaining yourself, apologizing for things you didn't do, seeking reassurance instead of giving stability. You thought you were being loving, open, vulnerable. Here's the truth. Vulnerability without strength doesn't build intimacy, it builds doubt. This isn't random, it's psychology. Respect is tied to perceived value and emotional security. When she senses you rely on her to feel okay, your position changes in her mind. Not consciously, not maliciously, instinctively. A woman wants connection, but she also wants to feel your spine. When your mood depends on her mood, you hand over your center. And when you give someone your center, they stop seeing you as the anchor. They start seeing you as another wave. That's where respect begins to fade. You might think, but I was just being caring. Caring is calm. Neediness is pressure. There's a difference, and she feels it, even if she can't explain it. Respect grows when your words and actions align, when your standards are quiet but firm, when you don't bend your values to avoid conflict. The moment you tolerate what once bothered you just to keep her happy, you send a message: my boundaries are negotiable, my approval is easy, my presence is guaranteed. Guaranteed things are rarely respected. That's not love, that's control. Control disguised as harmony. Consider this scenario. A man cancels his plans every time she calls. He replies instantly, every hour, every minute. He stops hobbies, stops seeing friends. He becomes available, always. At first, she enjoys it. It feels flattering, powerful. Then, slowly, attraction cools. Why? Because a man with no world outside her feels smaller. Not because he cares, but because he abandoned himself. And when you abandon yourself, people subconsciously follow your lead. They value you less. Sometimes respect drops because you stopped respecting yourself. You let jokes slide that crossed the line. You accepted half effort. You ignored your intuition. Every time you swallowed discomfort to keep peace, you taught her how to treat you. People rarely test strong boundaries twice, but weak ones are pushed endlessly. This isn't cruelty, it's human nature. Respect isn't built by dominance or coldness or pretending not to care. Real respect comes from self-possession, knowing who you are, what you tolerate, what you walk away from. A centered man doesn't beg to be understood. He communicates once, then observes actions, because actions reveal truth faster than words ever will. If she interrupts you, dismisses your opinions, or speaks with subtle contempt, that's data, not drama. And data tells a story. She may have lost attraction, sensed insecurity, or stopped seeing leadership in you. But the solution is not chasing respect. Respect chased is respect lost. The solution is returning to your core. Rebuild your routines, your discipline, your purpose outside the relationship. Speak slower. Mean what you say. Stop explaining yourself to be liked. When your life has gravity, people orbit differently around you, including her. And if her respect never returns, you still learned something priceless.
Respect given conditionally was never real respect. A woman who only respects you when you perform for approval doesn't respect you, she evaluates you. And a man constantly evaluated is never at peace. You cannot force respect. You cannot beg for it. You cannot convince someone to feel it. You can only become the kind of man who doesn't abandon himself for anyone. Because the moment you stop choosing yourself, the world stops choosing you too. And when you return to yourself, everything recalibrates, including how she sees you. Remember this: love can be emotional, attraction can be chemical, but respect? Respect is psychological, and psychology never lies.
If this video gave you clarity, click like and subscribe to explore more truths about the mind, relationships, and respect.